The Macau government celebrated the 150th anniversary of the Gia Lighthouse, the first structure of the kind to be built in Asia recently. The Gia Lighthouse is one of World Heritage Buildings of Macau. The Gia Lighthouse, coming into operation in September 1865, located at southern coast of China, is one of the oldest buildings of its kind in the area. Local residents and tourists were able to see its interior design. By going to the top of the lighthouse, tower visitors can see a full view of the city. The Macau Government Cultural Affairs Bureau says that the number of visitors to the lighthouse is rising gradually in the recent years. In conjunction with the 150th anniversary of the lighthouse, Macau Post Office issued a collection of new stamps. Cat lovers gathered in Nanjing, capital of East China's Jiangsu province last week for the World Cat Foundation's 10th International Cat Show. More than 20 breeds of cats, including British Shorthair, Devon Rex, Munchkin and Highland Scottish Fold, were on display at the event. The total value of the cats exceeded 5 million yuan. At the exhibition session, cat owners introduced their pets. Mr. Zhang, a cat owner, said this is one of the Canadian Sphinx breed. It does not have a single hair on its body. This breed loved the company of humans, much like puppies do. Miss Tian, another cat owner, said this is a British Shorthair. It is easy to keep, just like other cats with long noses. She only has to mind the temperature. A cat cannot stand heat. 3 judges from Russia evaluated the cats after the exhibition session. Cat lovers present at the show were fascinated by the cute creatures. Miss Zhu, a Nanjing resident, said there is this cat that looks as if it has no fur, but in fact there are small curls on its skin. It's the first time she saw this kind of cat. It's so interesting. The WCF, founded in 1988, is an internationally operating federation registered in Germany. It has more than 370 single organizations worldwide. The 2015 International Underwater Robot Competition opened in Lanzhou City in northwest China's Gansu province last week. The 2-day event invited professional teams from almost 60 universities from China, Norway, South Korea, and other countries and regions around the world. Lanzhou Jiatong University hosted the event, where participants brought their intelligent bionic robot, Fish, to compete in several sessions. The annual event was first held in Beijing in 2008. Due to increased rainfall in upstream areas, the Hukou waterfall on the Yellow River in North China's Shaanxi province is expecting summer flood season. The water flow has risen to 1,200 cubic meters per second, while the cascading waterfall expanded to 200 meters, local authorities said. The scenery attracted lots of tourists from around the country. A Chinese visitor said he did not expect the Hukou waterfall of the Yellow River to be so magnificent and spectacular. The scenery site management has now upgraded safety facilities and added warning signs to ensure the safety of tourists during flood season. The waterfall is named after Hukou, meaning mouth of teapot in Chinese, as it looks like water pouring down from a huge teapot. More than 200 participants from 9 countries and regions broke the Guinness World Record for the biggest combinatorial Sudoku puzzles at the 2015 World Junior Sudoku Championship, or WJSC, held in Beijing recently. 200 different Sudoku puzzles were used to build a Great Wall-shaped conjoined Sudoku puzzle, the first Guinness World Record for Sudoku Championship in the Chinese mainland. The competitors in the 2015 WJSC in Beijing were divided into 3 groups, including the Under-21 group, Under-18 group and Under-15 group. Individual and team competitions were both set for each age group. This was the first time for the World Intelligence Network to set the highest level games for the juniors who are under 21 years old. Chinese teams won the team and individual championship of the 3 groups of under 21, under 18 and under 15. Sudoku, originally called number place, is a logic-based combinatorial number placement puzzle. The modern Sudoku started to prosper in 1986 in Japan and became common in Western countries at the beginning of the 21st century and then spread across the world. China has been an active and competitive Sudoku playing country, taking home numerous medals in recent years. The country has more than 20 million Sudoku amateurs, and its capital city Beijing has at least 1 million amateurs, according to incomplete statistics. Iran will open a new gold mine with a capacity to produce 2 metric tons per year of the precious metal in its western Kurdistan province. Iran Minister of Industry, Mine and Trade Mohammad Reza Namatzadeh says production from the Sarigune deposits near Corvée, with an ore concentration of 1.6 grams per metric ton, will begin in the next 3 months. The second phase of the mine's development will double production. Explorations are underway on 2 more sites believed to contain gold reserves in the Iranian Kurdistan province. In 2006, Anglo-Australian miner Rio Tinto pulled out of the Sarigune gold mining project after deciding it was not commercially viable. The company had initially estimated to produce 4 million metric tons of ore per year from the mine over 12 to 18 years before concluding that the reserves were too small to continue with the project. Iran's gold output is estimated to rise to 7 metric tons by 2017, which could significantly improve the country's place among the world's producers of the precious metal. The Middle East's largest gold deposit near the northwestern Iranian city of Takab in West Azerbaijan is undergoing expansion to double output by 2017. Last year, Iran's gold production surpassed 4.1 metric tons. The world's largest floating book fair is welcoming visitors in Hong Kong. The cruise Logos Hope is open to public until the 9th of this month. Good news to book lovers who also enjoy visiting cruise ships. Logos Hope brings to town the largest book fair at sea in Tsim Sha Tsui. Its collection of about 800,000 books, most of them religious and educational, are sold at low prices. Revenue from the sale of books accounts for 20% of the ship's operational costs. The charity-run cruise has been relying heavily on donations to make visits to about 160 countries and regions around the world since 2009. There are some 400 volunteers on board from 45 different countries and regions hoping to broaden their horizons. 5 of them are from Hong Kong.
I think it's the way to accept that people is different from you. It's not that you're better or they are better, it's just that we are different.
On the ship, I learned a lot, how to be a deckhand, how to be a sailor, everything. So I learned a lot during this time, and now I'm proud to be a deckie and proud to be a crew member as well.
Apart from sharing the joy of reading, members of the cruise are also handing out free eyeglasses and water filters to the less well-off.
The population grows every year and the source of water diminishes every year. So with this filter, what we do is that we take away the bacteria and they're able to drink the water and stay healthy.
Logos Hope will next stop in Taiwan before sailing to Africa and the Caribbean, where it'll traverse over the next decade. As he won't be coming back to Hong Kong in the next 10 years, the captain says he hopes his crew members get to interact with more local people on this trip so they get a good feel of the city before they set sail. The descendants of Korean War veterans from the US have called for more Korean War coverage in school education. With an introduction from a US high school student, a Korean War veteran offers a vivid account of his experience as a prisoner of war for 14 months.
20 to 25 men in a room the size of a small bedroom.
Because you learn a lot more details about what the people had to go through instead of just what happened throughout the war.
Digital textbooks about the Korean War will be used as supplementary material for history classes provided in US schools. They contain a large collection of vivid images of the war as well as interviews of Korean War veterans by students. The project was launched by some 30 history teachers from various parts of the United States who are also descendants of Korean War veterans and committed to teaching accurate historic facts.
By hearing those stories, young people learn right from wrong. They learn how to be good people and good citizens.
The complete version of the digital history textbooks will be introduced officially at an event in November that will bring together historians from all over the world. Tens of thousands of people flocked to an event in Sao Paulo, Brazil, that showcases Japanese culture and the history of Brazil's relationship with Japan. Brazil has the largest community of Japanese descendants in the world. This November will mark 120 years of diplomatic relations between Brazil and Japan. The three-day festival includes an exhibition showing the history of Japanese immigrants in Brazil. Items on display include historic newspaper articles on visits to Brazil by a Japanese sumo grand champion and the late Japanese singer Hibari Misora. Visitors were able to try Japanese specialty cuisine from various parts of the country. A first-time visitor said he came because he loves Japan and wants to try various Japanese foods. As samurai warriors paraded on horseback to mark the start of a traditional summer festival in Soma, Fukushima Prefecture recently. The festival has a 1,000-year history and is designated as an important intangible folk culture asset of the country. The three-day event took place near the ruins of a castle in the Soma region. Participants reenacted a ceremony held before battle in ancient times. Men in samurai armor joined a horseback parade to the main venue. Some of the participants were from the evacuation zone surrounding the crippled Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. The blast of conch shells signaled the start of their parade through the city. Kyotani Soma, a son of the 33rd head of the Soma family, led a team of around 50 people. He says he calls on all cavalrymen and horses to show their valor and return safely as they hope for recovery from the nuclear disaster. Another parade took place last Sunday morning with about 450 men and women in samurai armor. The festival reaches its climax with a holy flag catching competition. The riders competed to capture flags launched into the sky by firecrackers.